Hi, David O'Brien here, Team O'Brien Real Estate, Marin County, California. This video is based on the importance of crafting your offer. And so unless you're just writing way over asking, this could help you in securing a property here in Marin County. To get in some of the data, just because I think that'll be helpful in understanding the market here in Marin and why it's important to craft an offer. So currently right now in Novato, there's 0.6 months of inventory. So a normal market is 5 months to 6 months of inventory. Here you have 0.6 in Novato. In San Rafael, it's a little bit better. It's 1.1 months of inventory. But last month, that was at 0.05. So those are a couple of takeaways there. Additionally, year over year for San Rafael, for single family homes and their sales, the price has gone up 23%. In Novato, it's gone up 22%. Just to give you an idea, that's single family homes. Now with condos, it's actually down in San Rafael over the last 12 months and just marginally up over the last 12 months in Novato for condos. The takeaway with that is this is a snapshot on a year, and what I've noticed over this last 60 to 90 days is that the market is picking up considerably in the condo market. So I think we'll have to revisit that at a later date. But even with that in mind, and them being pretty level in Novato, there's 6 new listings, 5 pendings, and 10 closed condos. So that's substantiating the trend that the condos are selling much more quickly, and because there's a limited supply, we can expect those properties to go up in price. In San Rafael, it's 7 new listings, 4 pending, 10 closed. Again, the same story. Fewer listings than closings. So again, the market's trending up there. So the importance of crafting your offer. And this is not really applicable if the home's overpriced, which is not always the case here, or if you're looking for a deal. If you're looking for a deal, really probably better to look in a different county than Marin. There's exceptions to that rule, but just as a basis, there's not a lot of deals to be had here in Marin County. So it's a seller's market, which I was just pointing out, which again is the importance of crafting your offer. And it has been for some time. I would say, unfortunately, and it's been an exaggerated seller's market for some time, but that's even been accentuated over the last year since the pandemic hit. Single family homes have just been taking off. And in San Francisco, it was the norm for non-contingent offers, no inspections, no appraisals, no loan contingency. But we're seeing more and more of that as you come into Marin County, more so in the southern Marin, but it's starting to come up and almost be a norm in Novato now, where that didn't used to be the case. So again, the importance of crafting an offer. To that end, crafting an offer, review the reports. And when you're writing an offer, you may want to make note in a cover letter or have your agent do that you're aware of such and such item and you're fine with that, or you're aware of such and such item and you're fine with that, and you know what that means and what that could lead to. Because then what you're doing is you're showing that you've educated yourselves on the reports, and then that means that it's likely to be less stressful for the listing agent and the seller, and that's part of what they're looking for. So that's one item. Points of the home. This is really important. When you go into the property, look for what would resonate with you. Is there a certain author that you like? Comment on that in a letter that you present with your offer. Can you tell that there's hobbies that they like? Mention those hobbies. Do they like flowers? Do they have a beautiful garden? Things of that nature. Just be aware of those. And when you're putting together a letter with your offer, mention those in there. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that make a difference. Now, it doesn't make a difference with $50,000, but say you're within $15,000 of this other offer that's above you. I've seen the seller go, let's give these other buyers a chance to match this based on their love letter. Now, you're not supposed to do pictures and love letters or anything like that, because the DRE, Department of Real Estate's become concerned with people being wanting, and maybe they're thinking behind those things. So some agents won't want you to provide too personal of an item in relation to your letter, but to just make notes of what you find pleasing about the property and maybe connecting with the seller in other regards, I would strongly encourage that. And what's the seller looking for in an offer? Well, it's always, price is always going to be the number one driver usually. But then, are they looking for a short contingency period? Do they need a rent back? Do they need some help with some larger items because it's an older lady to get removed from the property? Find out those things, and then have your offer reflective of that. That's also true for the agent. I know this may upset some folks, but you're going to want to know what the agent's looking for too, and your agent can find that out, because then you want to format your offer to please that agent, so that again, you're just trying to keep leveraging yourself to get ahead of the next offer, or all the other offers actually. And then I spoke on this in my last video, the importance of a local lender. Okay, so the importance of a local lender is it's going to resonate with the listing agent. If they know who that lender is, they're more apt to accept your offer. If you're all cash, hey, it's a no-brainer. But if you're working with a lender and it's a local lender and it's one they're comfortable with, it's one they've closed deals with, it's one that has a good reputation in the community, that's going to help to set you apart. If it's not a lender that's local, then that's going to do you harm in my experience, because then what most agents equate that to is that lender is not going to be as accountable, because they don't have a reputation to uphold in the community here. So just be aware of that. And then note, have your agent on properties, if you're like most and you don't secure your first property, so most often it's your second or your third. Find out what those other winning offers, what were they? Were they just 100,000 over asking? Did they have no contingencies? Was it a love letter? Was it, just find out the particular of the winning offer if they can. A local agent's going to help you to do that, because they can communicate with the other agents. And then you'll want your offer moving forward to reflect those items. Communication, intent. Whenever I'm representing a seller, if I have a buyer and their agent has been communicating with me diligently throughout the process from when I first went on the market, showing their intent, being nice, cordial, kind, that resonates. That'll resonate with the listing agent, and then that'll resonate with the seller. And intent is a big deal, because I find that buyers that are intent, they close. They make the process less stressful. So you just want to make sure your agent's doing that as well. Offers. So right now, offers are being rushed. The property's going on the market. It's a Tuesday. Because of the pandemic, everybody has to register to get in there with Calendly or Showtime. It's not as easy to get in there. Because there's such a limited supply of inventory, the first buyer that gets in there just gets the offer over. So you just be aware that that's a possibility. And then again, back to it's important to work with a local agent, whoever that agent is, because they're apt to know, is that listing agent, do they do that? Do they have a history of entertaining rushed offers, or do they adhere to the timeline of, we're going to look at offers on Tuesday? You want to be aware of that. And then lastly, and this is the pitch here, although it's not a total pitch for me and Deirdre, but it's just a pitch for a local agent. If you're working with a local agent, they know the habits of that other agent that they're going to be writing an offer with, right? They know what they like. They know what they're looking for. Maybe they know what lender they like you to use. And maybe you want to make it, go over the top with your offer and then get approved with that lender. But that's one of the things that's really going to be important of working with a local agent. And that's even going to be more the case with, again, the rushed offer. So does this agent that you're writing an offer on their listing, do they look at rushed offers? So just those kind of things are really important to use a local lender. I hope you found this helpful. All the best.